What was the turning point, the crucible of leadership experience for you? Was there any turning point where you felt your destiny changed and propelled your rise to the top? How do you think one should handle failure to reverse it for success?
Well, the structure of the army and the way the promotions are made, and it's a very well established pattern. So there's no fast track. It is not where, like in a civil street or in industry, somebody has done very well, you can pick him up and make him CEO. So you can't pick up a major and say, okay, tomorrow onwards you're major general. That will not happen, no matter how good you are. You have to go through the paces along with your batch. So you have to keep doing sustained hard work. It's not that in one tenure or in 1 year you do very well and then next 2 years you switch off. So it's sustained hard work over a number of years, which actually, I will not say propel you to the top, but increase your chances of doing well. So that is what is important, and not just flash in the pans.
So, you mean to say that there is no one, there can't be one turning point. It's always a
Yes.
combination of sustained efforts.
So if I say that my battalion command was very good, it is not just because of that I went further up. My brigade command tenure also had to be good. My GOC, that is the divisional command tenure, also had to be good. So it's not just that I could rest on the laurels of some thing I did 1 decade ago and expect that will carry me through for years and years. No, people want to see what you're doing that year. So every year you have to be on the ball.
Yeah. What was your experience leading in high risk areas? And what was your experience as interim CDS? What was the difference in environmental and decision making factors of that position?
When you're, as I said, the battalion commander's tenure, that is the time when that's the last time you're actually in direct contact with and leading troops. And from the brigade commander, brigadier onwards, you become more a manager and less a leader. But whatever level you are at, especially when you are a commanding officer and below, the men must know that you are willing to share the risks and the deprivations that they face. And when they know you are there in the thick of it, then they are also willing to give 110%. It doesn't work that you are sitting in an air conditioned office and you tell them that go fight at the front. No, you have to be there with them. So that is the main difference, I would say, that between a corporate job and army job or an armed forces job, that the risks and the rewards both have to be equally shared. And if the men know that you are always there, if not shoulder to shoulder, just one step behind, then they will also do their best.
Do you have any interesting anecdotes to share from your early formative years, school life in Jnana Prabodhini, and your NDA days in Pune? Please share any distinct memory of developing friendships and family bonds during those years.
Well, my father was also in service, so we were also posted from place to place. The last 2 years of my schooling, though, 10th and 11th, I did from Jnana Prabodhini. And I think the friendships I made during those days are still very strong. The bonds are still strong. And whenever I come to Pune, we always catch up, whether even while I was in service. And those are the actually bonds which endure. I think your school and college friends. For us, the equivalent of college is, of course, NDA. So those are the bonds which you've made during your formative years. Those are the bonds which endure even now. So even now, after we have retired, my best friends are from my school days and from my NDA days. I think that is what we have to, and these bonds have to be nurtured. It is not that you were in school together and then you meet 40 years later. No, you have to to invest in that relationship. Only then those friendships remain. And we had many good times in school, and I remember particularly one trek we had done to Sivagad, and there, of course, just because two, three of us had given the NDA exam, we were expected to be leading everybody. Although at that time we were just school children like anyone else, but already in the minds of our classmates, they had put us on a slightly higher pedestal just because we had given the NDA exam. So that is, how attitudes also and impressions change. That just because we are wanting to go to the army, they assumed we are physically fitter than them. So that is one thing that comes to mind.
Yes.